Thank you guys for 100,000 subscribers. Thursday, I have my pediatrics MCQ exam. Oh no. Starting off with Anki reviews, they're often a management plan. You identify the gaps that you need to fill. Burrito here for lunch. Health, my sleep, my eating, my fitness. Good morning, everyone. Come along with me for a day in my life on exam week. Also, guys, look what just came in on Friday. Let me just say, these plaques are so cool. If you haven't checked out my Step 1 webinars, I have one for neurology, cardiology, gastroenterology, and endocrinology that I just made. So be sure to go check that out if you're dedicated. I will be doing more Step 1 webinars on YouTube. Thank you guys for 100,000 subscribers. It is absolutely amazing. I love you all. Before I head off to the hospital and library, I want to show you my week of exams. So on Tuesday, I have my formulation exam. On Thursday, I have my pediatrics MCQ exam. On Friday, my psych MCQ exam. And on Saturday, my OBGYN MCQ exam. So jam-packed. Stay tuned on how I'm just going to tackle this week in my study. A lot of people ask, I get so many comments recently about my skincare routine. Honestly, guys, it is very basic. Cleanser, moisturizer, that's pretty much it. Wash your face twice a day, morning and night. I do like to finish with cold water. I feel like that kind of wakes me up. And I'm pretty sure it closes your pores as well, so who knows. These are the ones I use. It's this product from, I honestly get it from Amazon. It has good ratings though. It's called Paula's Choice Clear. And then I follow up with this moisturizer. Oh, and my moisturizer just went in my toilet. Oh no. Oh gosh, please. Oh no. Time to get changed. Just got to the hospital library. Let's go find a spot to study. This room looks good. So this is what my day is looking like. Starting off with Anki reviews, then I'm doing a formulation practice for my psychiatry exam. Quick lunch break, I'm going to review the formulation, and do some practice questions. I'm going to revise my weaknesses from those and then finish off with some Anki reviews for a total study of about 6 hours. So let's focus, let's do some Pomodoro sessions, and hopefully throughout my breaks, I'll be able to give you guys some tidbits and little insights into how I organize my study process and plan out my exam schedule. So let's get into Just finished my Anki section. Now I have a 10-minute break, and I wanted to just go through a little bit about the study environment and how important that is while you're doing your exam study. So there's a couple things that have worked for me. Not that they're pretty common things I think people use, but the first thing I do is I set all my devices on Do Not Disturb. So, go to your phone. There's a great button right there, Do Not Disturb. Turn that on. Set that on all your devices. Make sure you're not getting any notifications during your study periods. And that's a good way to reduce any, desire to check your phone or check for notifications, all that. If that's a struggle for you, you can even put your phone or devices in like another room or far away from you so that they're out of your arm's reach. The second thing I do is I use a Pomodoro timer web app. Let me pull this up for you and just show you guys. This is the Pomo app I use. It's called Pomo Focus, and I set it at 50 minutes. And then I do my sessions like that. And then finally, have a goal of what you want to accomplish in that 50 minutes. So, for me, it was getting through a bunch of Anki reviews. I like to start off my days like that just to get, some of that active recall going and for me to catch up on some cards from the week. But essentially, I think those three things are really key to your study environment. Set your distractions aside, put something to hold you accountable for a certain time frame, like Pomo Focus, and then make sure you know what you're trying to accomplish within that block. So that's a little bit of a piece of advice for me. I'm gonna spend this rest of the break going to the bathroom quickly, and then I'm gonna go back, and my next session, I'm doing a formulation practice. So I have my psychiatry exam next week, and we have to do something called a formulation. And essentially what that is, and there's a really nice website I can show you guys here. But essentially, when it comes to any psychiatric patient, a common way that they're often a management plan and kind of the way that they're discussed is through this biopsychosocial model and case formulation, where you'd identify precipitating, predisposing, perpetuating protective factors for the patient. You essentially can group them into biological, psychological, and social factors. And then our plan in the exam is we have to actually take a little vignette like this, a little case history, and we have to put together a complete formulation and management plan for the patient. And so this is just a little bit of practice of how you do that, but essentially it then becomes a nice kind of succinct essay where you discuss the patient. So that's what I have for my next block. I need to practice as that exam is going to be on Tuesday. So I'm trying to do one a day. Show you a little bit about that and see you on my next break. I'm just practicing my skeleton for the formulation, and we can use our 5 Ps. So that's going to be presenting, precipitating, predisposing, perpetuating. We're going to insert risks, do a risk assessment, and then our last P is going to be protective. So the 5 P's: presenting, precipitating, predisposing, perpetuating, and protective. Gaps, that can just go into our diagnosis and our differential diagnosis. And then finally, we have our management plan, which can be divided into immediate, short, medium, long. That's essentially the skeleton of a formulation. You have your presenting, precipitating, predisposing, perpetuating, risk, and protective factors. You identify the gaps that you need to fill. You give a provisional diagnosis and differential diagnosis, and then you have to formulate a management plan based on all of this. Now I'm just going to fill in some good stuff here. Specifically for management, I wanted to go over SSDT for safety, setting, diagnostic, clarification, and therapeutic. So safety is everything from risk assessment, risk to self, risk to others. Got a quick little burrito here for lunch. Definitely hungry. I'm kind of doing intermittent fasting at the moment, so this is the first thing I've ate all day. Up to this point, I've survived off coffee, black coffee. So yeah, excited to eat this. It's time to do my practice formulation. I have 1 hour and 30 minutes to do this. I'll just show you guys how I'm doing this. So on the left-hand side here, I have the vignette that I would be given in an exam. So you're given vignette, past psych history, past med history, medications, fam psych history, family history, mental state examination, and then within 1 hour and 30 minutes, I have to do a full formulation, identify the gaps, and and then do a medium, intermediate, and long-term management plan. So, time to do this. And that is it. An hour and a half is up. Finished the formulation. As you can see here, that's my formulation, then my gaps, my diagnosis, differential diagnoses, my immediate, medium, and long-term management. So feeling pretty good about that. My timing was actually really good. I finished my first kind of pass in about 50 minutes, and then I was able to go back and refine some things and tie my formulation to my management strategies. But yeah, this one was on a major depressive episode in the context of grief. But yeah, just going to be practicing one of these a day until my formulation exam on Tuesday so that I feel prepared. My timing is good, and all the sections I have in my head are good to go. So let's take a little break and then get into my next study slot, which is going to be some practice questions. So before I get into the next study block where I'm going to be doing some practice questions, I just wanted to dive a little bit into some strategies I use. So leading up to exam, the first thing I actually do, and you might think this is backwards, but I do a practice exam in one of the first days of my exam study block. So let's say I have an exam in 2 weeks from now, right? And I'm trying to put a schedule together with how I'm going to allocate certain days and what I'm going to do. I actually do a diagnostic self-assessment, essentially, a past exam, a practice exam that they post. And that just gives me a good gauge at where I'm at with the content. And then B, it also gives me an idea of how to tailor my studying. Now I know what questions are going to be tested, how the questions are being tested, the breadth of knowledge I might need to know, some of the weaknesses or things I need to revise as I'm going through the content. So although you may think it's a backwards approach, it actually really, really helps set the direction for your studying. And so I highly, highly recommend doing an exam early on, which will help map out the rest of your study block. So that's essentially what I did last week, and it's helped me so much this week. And so I just thought I'd give you that little tip when you're going through your exams. So formulation is done. Just got back from my break. Now I'm going to be diving into a practice MCQ exam. So I also have a psychiatry shelf. I'm going to be going through these 60 questions now, and then I'm going to do the answers and revise my weaknesses. So let's get into it. So just finished another study block, and I thought I'd come outside because it's a gorgeous day. As you can see, the sun coming on me. I think it's pretty fitting as well for me to take this break outside, get some fresh air, walk around a bit, because another key aspect to me during exams and how I thrive during exams is making sure I prioritize my health, my sleep, my eating, my fitness. And so little breaks like this, getting a little walk in, making sure to continue your physical activity and exercise, making sure you're getting regular sleep are so crucial to your well-being and also ability to feel good every day, feel like your mind is active, is retaining information, is learning, is stimulating. And so I can't stress that enough. A lot of you guys may think of this backwards. If I'm going to the gym or if I'm taking time away from the books for a second, you're not studying and you're not going to learn the info. But really, guys, if you take just a little bit of time in your day to focus and prioritize yourself, I promise you it'll make you feel better, your energy will be better, and you will honestly just have a more efficient study day and be more productive. So that's my little tidbit for this session. Gonna walk a little bit here and get back to it in a bit. Wow, that is it, everyone. That is today. As you can see, 5:01. Let's pack up my stuff and get out of here. Heading to the gym, get a quick workout in, getting some dinner, and then I'll finish off with some Anki reviews and some light study. And of course, a good night's sleep. So let's pack it up. No excuses, everyone. No excuses. Just finished. Let's go get something to eat. You know, sushi is my favorite.